Hello everyone, my name is Sophia Raji, and today for my final project for my Intro to Social Problems class, I will be discussing with you about how poverty and an economically disadvantaged status impact various demographics of students who go through the American K-12 education system. Across the United States, poverty continues to shape the daily realities and lived experiences of millions and millions of students. And nowhere is this more evident than in our K-12 education system. Children who come from low-income families are disproportionately affected by systemic inequalities, much more so than their middle-class counterparts and affluent counterparts, that hinder both their academic progress and long-term opportunities. One major issue is in how these students are perceived and treated by educators and by school administrators, often without those adults even realizing it. Research has shown that teachers, whether consciously or not, tend to give less attention to students who are tracked into lower academic tiers. These tracks, usually general, vocational, and college prep, that's what all those three are called, form early, especially in high school, and can heavily influence a student's future, including their college and career opportunities. Students of color, those from low-income families, and those who have learning and intellectual disabilities are frequently placed on the general or vocational track, often based upon assumptions about their capabilities and their intelligence. Even when teachers try to avoid overwhelming struggling students and teaching them over their heads, this often results in lowered expectations in the classroom and fewer academic challenges, meaning that these students tend to learn less and to miss out on potential growth opportunities. As a result, they will fall further behind their more affluent peers, not due to a lack of potential, but because the system consistently fails to support them. In many low-income school districts, the problem goes far beyond academic tracking. Many schools are drastically underfunded by the state and by their communities that they serve. Students attend classes in deteriorating buildings with outdated textbooks, a limited access to computers and the latest technology, and very few enrichment opportunities like music programs and science labs that they so desperately need to augment their curriculum. Some campuses even face hazardous conditions such as electrical problems and rodent and insect infestations, which is multiplied with the seasons. Another problem is the hiring of inexperienced teachers who are often just out of college. They are commonly placed into these schools, not because they are unqualified, but because of high turnover rates and a difficulty attracting experienced educators to underfunded schools. These factors indeed compound over time. Children in these environments are statistically less likely to graduate from high school, and they are even less likely to pursue a college degree later on down the line. The cycle of poverty is reinforced by an education system that was never built to support them equitably. But on the bright side, there are many solutions to this. Number one is increasing public investment in low-income school districts is essential, and I think this is a pretty obvious one as well. We must boost teachers' salaries, improve school infrastructure, and ensure access to updated learning materials and technology. More radical yet effective measures could involve incentivizing teachers from high-performing schools to volunteer and or transfer to underperforming schools, bringing valuable experiences and quality instruction to those who need it the most. Ultimately, every student, regardless of their zip code, family income, or disability, deserves access to a high-quality education. It's not just about test scores or graduation rates, it's about equity, opportunity, and justice. Until we address the deep inequalities that happen within our education system, we will continue to deny millions of children the chance to reach their full potential, not only in school, but all throughout their lives, and within many arenas of society. I also want to propose a solution that will emphasize hiring practices in school districts that will hire only the best and most qualified candidates for K 12 teachers across the elementary, junior high, and high school level. And I would highly recommend teachers who have experience teaching children who are economically disadvantaged and who have faced significant hardships in their lives and in their home as well. A lot of state funding also must go to implementing various extracurricular and elective classes, programs, and activities that will allow a myriad of students to explore their interests from each and every academic subject. This will help them to grow and expand their resume for college applications and for career opportunities they might want to pursue later in life. Schools should ideally have fully functioning and operational science labs, music, choir, and orchestra programs, classes in the visual and performing arts, a drama and a theater program, and a variety of other elective classes that they can choose from that go beyond just the basic general education curriculum that is required. Thank you for hearing me out on this presentation. Like I said, every child deserves to have a fair shot in life, regardless of what color they are, how much money their family makes, what their socioeconomic status is, what their learning style is, and what their parents do for a living. They deserve to have access to the best of the best in terms of an education. Anyways, thanks for hearing me out, and I hope that you were able to take something valuable and useful away from today's presentation.